Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer and get in-show credit on every episode. Hi everybody and welcome to the show. Today's show is going to be a lot of fun and kind of special. Why? Because today is a copycat show. Yep, that's when I take a food that's popular at a chain restaurant, or in this case, a fast food restaurant, and I make a low carb copycat version of it. And the food I'm doing this week is a McDonald's Egg McMuffin. I love the McDonald's breakfast. I love Egg McMuffins. Now the truth is, about 5 years ago, when my show was only 12 minutes long and on YouTube, I did a McMuffin. But as you can see, I really didn't have the muffin part down. Yeah, that's going to change today. Because today, I found a recipe for an actual low-carb English muffin. Yes, a real English muffin, nooks and crannies included. It's going to be a lot of fun. 5 years ago, I probably couldn't have handled it. Actually, I'm going to do my best to handle it today, but I think it's going to work out just great. Now, in our first segment, coincidentally, I was recently the focus of a game show. Yeah, it was a game show that was all about me. And you know what? It kind of ties into today's food, too. Yeah, and I have a copy of it. Here, watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we examine the past of a very complex man. He's an actor, a comedian, he's an amateur chef, and has had over 36 survival jobs. Craig Michelle, it's time to look back at your life.
Actually, it's Mitchell, but no biggie. Actually, the legendary Joe Franklin made the same mistake.
Joe Franklin, he was my hero and mentor.
And that explains everything.
Now let's take a look at your life, Craig. First, we go all the way back to 1978.
Oh, there it is. Good old 1978. Oh man, I was really sowing my wild oats that year.
That's when you worked for that famous Long Island toy store Coronet in Westbury. Does this bring back memories?
Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, the Coronet brothers, Alan and Mark. Oh man, those commercials were horrible and legendary. Did you know that their old man actually ran the whole store? I called in sick one morning. He actually fired me over the phone. Unjustified.
Really? It says here you called in sick at Christmas with a hangover.
Well, there's that. But, hey, but I called in. Actually, I got my mother to do it.
Next, you then went on to work for a Toys R Us.
Yep, I worked at the world's biggest toy store, Toys R Us.
Seems you got fired there too. Another hangover?
No. The Russian flu.
Oh, really? What strain?
What strain? Stoacana.
Isn't that vodka?
Technically, but there was also some tonic and several shots of Fireball.
Then you finally found the job for you. You got a job at Friendly Frost.
Friendly Frost Garden Centers. Yeah, I didn't get fired there. I was there for 3 years.
Probably because they didn't sell alcohol.
Is this a game show or an episode of Dr. Phil?
Moving on. So, Craig Michelle.
It's Mitchell.
Do you remember this voice from the past?
Yo, dude, can you come and help me stack some bags of topsoil?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, McMuff, stop hogging the bathroom.
Oh my God, Ronnie? Is that Ronnie Madden?
Yes, it's your former coworker, Ronnie Madden.
Wow, you got old, McMuff.
Your hair is so short.
Oh.
McMuff, isn't that a Shakespeare reference?
It's a McMuff reference. Dude, you're looking at the man who on a bet ate 12 Egg McMuffins in 3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, after that I started calling him Egg McMuffin.
Egg McMuffin?
Yeah, Yeah, eventually, everybody just started calling him McMuff.
And stuck.
Hey, McMuff's a legend.
I wouldn't say I'm a legend.
Just from eating the McMuffins?
Oh, much more than that. This guy one time fixed it so that we had a week off with pay during the busiest time of our season.
Yeah, Ronnie, they don't need to hear that.
Yeah, sure they do. Come on, it was awesome.
So what did he do?
He drove a forklift into a stack of liquid weed killer. Spilled all over the store.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, this guy. Man, we had to evacuate. Took the hazmat team a week and a half to clean up. Fond memories.
Fond memories? My hair fell out.
Yeah, looks like it hasn't stopped.
Oh,
So, what are you doing these days, McMuff?
Well, I have a cooking show. I make healthier, low-carb food.
You healthy? What happened to McMuff?
Well, McMuff grew up, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, got type 2 diabetes. Guess what I'm making on the show this week?
Well, if I know you, a mess.
That's fair, that's fair. Actually, I'm making a low-carb homemade Egg McMuffin.
McMuff is making McMuffs! Yeah!
That's right. This has been your life, Craig Michelle.
Mitchell.
Here are the ingredients.
Okay, first up, the low-carb Egg McMuffin. 1 1/4 cups of Vital Wheat gluten. 2/3 of a cup of lupin flour. 1/2 cup of oat fiber. 1 teaspoon each of xanthan gum, sea salt, and honey. 1 cup of hot tap water. 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast, that's one of those foil packets. 2 eggs with 1 beaten. 1/2 cup of almond milk unsweetened. 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of monk fruit allulose sweetener. 1 slice of Canadian bacon. 1 slice of American cheese. 1/2 tablespoon of butter, that's optional, and salt and pepper to taste. So let's make our low-carb English muffins. First, I have to bloom some yeast. So I need a cup of water heated to 110 degrees, some yeast, and some honey, which is over there. Yeah. Come on, let's start. Okay, so this is actually, rather than my tap, it's 114 degrees, which is fine. And you can get one of these packets of yeast is fine. Just put that in there. And now the honey goes in. I really should have thought about this. It's very sticky, ooey, gooey. Most of it's staying in here, isn't it? I'm going to put in a little bit more. There we go, a little bit more. That's more like it. There we go. Okay, bring it over here. Now we put in our dry ingredients. First up is the Vital Wheat gluten. That goes in there. This is, let's see. Nope. This is our lupin flour. This is the oat fiber, salt, and the xanthan gum. We just mix to combine. Beautiful. Now let's go get our wet stuff. Here is our olive oil. Put that in. Our 1 lightly beaten egg. The 1/2 cup of almond milk. This is unsweetened almond milk. And our foamy, bloomed, I was going to say yogurt. It's not yogurt. And the honey's going in there too, don't worry. The yeast is going to eat all that honey. Oh yeah. And now we're going to pulse this. Now the thing is, you don't want to overmix this. You want to keep those nooks and crannies possible. If you do too much, you won't have them. Okay, when you get to this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take our dough and we're going to squish it down a little bit. Now we do some more. Boy, that was rough. But we have a dough now. Here we go. We have a dough. This is your dough. And you don't want to overwork this dough at all. But you want to just roll it around here. I still have some more I can do here. There's still more I can get in. There we are. I'm getting some off the blades here. I'm being very careful. Very careful. And this will get all over my hands. So what I'm going to do is a little more oat fiber on top. So what I did is I wet my hands a little bit because it seems a little too dry here. We're going to find out. Okay, so now we'll let this sit for 30 minutes. Okay, our dough has rested for 30 minutes. It allows all the dry and the wet stuff to firmly get together. I also put out my griddle. That's where we're going to do the first step of making the muffins and these muffin rings. Yes, first I'm going to weigh this, and then I'm going to divide it into 6 equal portions. Okay, I have my little scale here. Let's put this on here and see how much it weighs. It weighs 24 ounces. That's pretty easy. That means 6 times 4 is 24. So I'm going to do 6 4-ounce balls of this and put them in, well, I only have 5 rings. 6, but we're going to use 5. My math skills might be a little bit off. There we have our 6 muffins. We're only going to use 5. So we take this, and like I said, you're just going to make sure it's a nice and smooth, but you don't want to overwork it. Make sure you get all this pinched up. These are very dry, so what I'm doing is I'm making my fingers a little bit wet. That way it helped me to form these into a nice ball a lot easier. See, just dampen my fingers. I'm not, just so it gives it, yeah, just dampening it. This sunflower flour, and we're going to put some right in here, a little bit like that in here. Put in all 5 of them. Put a first bowl in here, and we're going to spread it out so that it actually fills up the whole. There we are. And the last one we're going to do here, number 6, because I am short a ring mold. This goes in here now. I should make one gigantic muffin, shouldn't I? Because I have 2 left, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, we'll take the cling wrap. Just like that. Cover it. Okay, that wasn't so hard. What you didn't see is me struggling with this for 45 minutes. But no, now we wait 2 hours, then we come back. All right, it's been 2 hours. Okay. Not sure if they have risen as much. Oh, they definitely rose. Okay. We're going to plug in our griddle. I'm going to set it to 225. I'm going to cook this for 3 minutes, and then we're going to turn them over because we're going to brown each side. When they're done, they're going to go on this parchment lined baking sheet. Okay, it's time to turn it. Let's see how it goes. There you go. Got some browning going on here. Beautiful. Oops, that one's got to go. And now another 3 minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. There we go. Brown on both sides. Very nice. Okay. All right. Now that these are done, you put them onto the parchment paper like this. Now we take foil and make cover. All right, here is the preheated oven to 400. This goes for 4 to 7 minutes. let's call it 6. To be done, they have to have a internal temperature of 190 to 200 degrees. So I'm going to check that. Okay, these are done. Now we have to wait for them to come down to room temperature. Then we can make our McMuffins. Hey, guess what? It's time for food facts. The Egg McMuffin was invented in 1971 by McDonald's franchisee Herb Peterson from Santa Barbara, California. Now, he invented it to address McDonald's void in breakfast items. And the first McMuffin included, well, the English muffin, an egg, a slice of Canadian bacon, and American cheese. But let's look into the history of the English muffin, shall we? The word muffin comes from the Low German word muffin, that's with an E, which means little cakes. The first recorded use of the word muffin dates back to 1703, while a recipe for muffins actually appeared in Hannah Glass's The Art of Cookery in 1747. While muffins predate this, the recipe actually described the inside of the muffin as appearing as a honeycomb. England had muffins dating back to the early 1700s, but they were griddle-cooked yeast breads similar to crumpets. They were sold by street vendors known as the Muffin Men, and oh yeah, we're going to talk more about them. The English muffin has been described as a variant form of a crumpet or a cousin. The main difference between the two are the holes. In a crumpet, they go all the way through to the top, while in an English muffin, the holes are on the inside. Flatbread muffins became increasingly popular in the mid-1800s. One of the reasons? The aforementioned muffin men. These hawkers would go door to door and sell their flatbread muffins to households because home ovens weren't really a thing yet. The bell-ringing muffin men became so common that in 1839 the British Parliament passed a bill to prohibit them. But that didn't stop the muffin men. They kept on ringing and knocking and selling their muffins. In The Brief History of Life in Victorian Britain, Michael Patterson wrote that the ringing of the handbell was one of the most joyous sounds Victorian children could hear, very much like how today when kids hear the ice cream man. Yep. The muffin men continued to ring their bell until World War II. Both English muffins and the sweet American-style cupcake muffins are referred to as muffins in the UK. However, English muffins are referred to as breakfast muffins and toasting muffins. English muffins are commonly consumed with tea or coffee, and sometimes they're included in afternoon tea at certain UK hotels. For breakfast, they're consumed as American-style breakfast sandwiches as well. References to English muffins started appearing in U.S. newspapers in 1859. Then, more detailed descriptions as well as recipes started to be published as early as 1870. Of course, a very popular brand of English muffin is Thomas's, founded in 1880 in New York by immigrant Samuel Bath Thomas. He introduced the flatbread to the U.S. market, and he called it toaster crumpets. He fully intended for them to be an upgrade to toast at fancy hotels. Oh my. Thomas opened a second bakery around the corner from the first at 337 West 20th Street in a building which is still called the Muffin House. Yes, today it's owned by Bimbo Bakeries, and under their umbrella they also encompass Entenmann's, Oro Wheat, and also Arnold. Nooks and crannies are formed by not kneading or overworking the dough. This allows air bubbles to form and get trapped in the dough when cooking on the grill. When Herb Peterson invented the Egg McMuffin, he was actually thinking about Eggs Benedict. He loved the idea of a poached egg on an English muffin. His literal thought was, what if I made Eggs Benedict drive-through? Peterson designed a Teflon-coated metal ring to perfectly cook the egg into a round shape while keeping the yolk intact but not runny. In 1972, the McMuffin was first sold at Peterson's Santa Barbara location. From 1973 to 1975, it was test marketed successfully regionally. And since 1976, the Egg McMuffin has been a staple on McDonald's breakfast menu. And now it's time for Egg McMuffin trivia. March 2nd is National Egg McMuffin Day. By the way, Herb Peterson, the aforementioned inventor of the Egg McMuffin, ate one every single day, and he lived to be 89. Canadian bacon is a staple ingredient on an Egg McMuffin, but did you know It wasn't chosen for its taste. No. It was chosen for its round shape. Today, Thomas's English muffins are used for all egg McMuffins, but originally a bakery from Santa Barbara was used. McDonald's uses grade A eggs for their egg McMuffins, not prepackaged, not powdered. McDonald's trains its employees to split an English muffin with only a fork, never a knife. They want to preserve the nooks and crannies. And finally, in a viral poll released in 2021 pitting the McGriddle against the McMuffin, the McGriddle barely won. Wow. I guess maybe I did the wrong copycat. Nah. I love McMuffins. And that's Food Facts. Okay, we're ready. Here's our low carb. Look. Nooks and crannies, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Not bad at all. Not bad for my first attempt. Here's our Canadian bacon. We have the griddle. I had it off now, but the griddle is at 275. We're going to start to warm it up. It's already pre-cooked, but I like to get it warm. Now the egg is lightly scrambled. I put salt and pepper in it. That's going to go in the ring. Let's go. Okay, now just let that cook. Now what I could do, and what I'm going to do, is cover it. That way the eggs will steam and I won't have to flip them. You want to butter your muffin? Sure. I melted it a little bit too much, I think, but about a half tablespoon of butter on each one, but that's all right. It's breakfast. Actually, I'm going to put our Canadian bacon on our sandwich already. There we go. And since that's hot, I'm going to take the cheese and put it over the bacon. Now the cheese will melt as we're waiting for the eggs to finish. There we are. All right. How we doing? We're doing good. I would say we're probably about a minute away from the eggs being done. And how do we check if the eggs are done? I take the ring off, and if they go, then they're not done. That looks done. It does. That looks like it needs more time. There we go. But now that it's like that, I wonder if I could flip it. Yes, I can. All right. Okay, our eggs are pretty much done now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made 2 homemade Egg McMuffins with homemade low carb English muffin.
Low carb homemade egg McMuffin. Feels so good, you gotta love it. Singing, take a bite.
Okay, it's time for breakfast. Yeah, who doesn't love Egg McMuffins? I'm sorry, I've loved these for a very long time. Like you saw in the beginning of the show, I did try making them several years ago, and they were good. But I didn't get close to the muffin. I kind of used it. It was kind of a roll. These are muffins. And confession time, during the making of this, I was having anxiety because it didn't rise as much as I saw in the video. I'm going to post at the end of the credits where to go to see that video that I saw. I can't remember his name. Forgive me. You'll see it. He's a great chef. He does a lot of great low carb stuff. But his were way puffed up and mine weren't. But mine look about the size of an English muffin, so I'm fairly happy with that. I cannot wait to try this. This is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. And as you saw in the macros, there's practically no carbs here. 4 net carbs per McMuffin. Type 2 diabetes, you will be defeated. Yes. All right. Oh, it looks so good. Look at that, look at that. All right. I'm going to try my first bite of this low carb Egg McMuffin. Here we go. 1 second. That is beautiful. Beautiful. It's soft, it's billowy, it's tasty. You get the egg, you get the Canadian bacon, you get the cheese. It's breakfast. This is great. One more. I gotta do one more because I'm not sure. Yeah, all right. It's a nice bite. It's not tough. It is a little denser than a regular English muffin, but not by much. And the taste is almost exact, really. My one qualm, maybe not, because you only use a teaspoon of salt, maybe 2 teaspoons. That's the only qualm I have. Otherwise, wow, I'm enjoying this. Oh, I'm getting all the vibes. If I wrap this up in a McDonald's wrapper, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. This is amazing. I am very happy and very proud to have made this. And you know what? If I can do it, you can do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm still sitting here amazed that I did it, but I did it. Oh yeah, here's my 4th bite. Well, I better go. I'm going to finish both of these on camera. And that's it for this time around. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, streaming, however you're watching me. I'm back here again in 2 weeks with another recipe and another show. Until then, this is Craig Mitchell saying, be well, eat good. I'm going to be eating good.